Listen, world class is very subjective. Jamie O'Hara there, I think he made a good point, and it's his view that Raheem Sterling is world class. But the really good point he makes is that all top players, with the exception of Messi and Ronaldo,
real world class, you mean?
Yeah, well, they're just another level, aren't they?
Yeah, but that's the world class level, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but nobody's saying he's at that level.
And that's why it's such an hard word to talk about. When you're talking about footballers and you're talking about world class, there's so many different levels to it. And it is difficult. And sometimes we're all guilty of saying, yeah, he's world class. And he's not. He's just a brilliant, brilliant player. I'm not saying that's Raheem Sterling, by the way. I think Raheem Sterling's done absolutely wonderful at Manchester City, better than a lot of people would have ever thought he would. Right? When he went there. He's won trophies. He's been a big influence on that team. He's become a better England player. You look at the qualifiers for this tournament that Raheem Sterling was part of, and the goals he scored and the assists he's made. Very, very influential player for England. For Manchester City, the last 3 seasons he's been outstanding. This year, he's still scored goals, but he's just not played as many games as we used to see Raheem Sterling play. I think that's all it's come down to. And he's chosen Foden over him, he's chosen Mahrez over him, and Bernardo Silva. Those 3 have got more game time than Sterling.
Listen, I maintain world class is subjective, and it depends on what your criteria is. Mine has always been, would you look out of place in a World 11? Raheem Sterling wouldn't look out of place in a World 11, so I'll have him as world class. He isn't Messi or Ronaldo. He's not Mbappe, Neymar or Lewandowski. So there's a level of players, level or 2 of players above him, but I still maintain he is world class. He isn't getting a start at Manchester City. What is it, 2 starts in the last 9 or something like that? He came on very late last night. And his goal record this season isn't anywhere near what it was for the last 3 seasons. So he is, Jamie O'Hara's right, his form is taking a dip. But what you make a great point there, because your best 11 at Manchester City right now, or Pep's best 11 at Manchester City right now, does not include Raheem Sterling.
And he's always been his best 11. He has always, under Pep, Sterling's always been his best 11. But this year, I think it's been quite obvious. He doesn't seem Sterling as in his best 11. Champions League, big games where Sterling always played, I think he's only played start to finish three games. Sterling is normally a player that plays a lot. He's been used as a sub in the Champions League. Didn't play in the first leg against Dortmund, come on late last night in that game. So it just goes to show it's changed. Now, what he has to work out as a footballer, because there'll be huge interest in Sterling, if he suddenly said, you know, I've had a great time at Manchester City. There is other clubs out there. There is other options. It's a good time in my career now to go and search for something new. Mate, there'll be some fantastic football clubs who want Raheem Sterling at their club.
Given what he's won and given his record, I mean, you just have to look at goals alone. There will be takers without any question. Whether you think he's world class or not is totally irrelevant. There will be takers. When you look at the clubs that might want to rebuild, whether they've won something or not this season. So Inter are going to win the title in Italy. So Juve and AC Milan, they will want to hit back and
Bayern Munich.
Absolutely. You're looking at in Spain at Real Madrid, who might not win the title this season. Could they do with something a bit different up front? Could he go back to Liverpool?
Whoa.
No, definitely not happening. Definitely not happening. But and I think this is incredibly clever from Pep Guardiola. It might just be lucky, but I think he's kind of shut Raheem Sterling out of the first 11 right at this moment in time, just as they're about to go on and win the title. They've hit a Champions League semi-final. They may win it, they may not. They may go on to win the whole thing, who knows? But he knows that Raheem Sterling's price and value is still really, really high. So if he does decide to sell him, and I think at some point...
Because he's got Torres, as by the way, in backup as well. He started the season with him, but he's not played as the season's gone on, really, has he, as well? But so he's also got him.
I think if he wants to sell Raheem Sterling, and he's going to get a lot of money for him, a decent amount of money for him. So that allows him to bring in maybe a striker or whoever he sees fit to add to the squad to go again next season. So I think the timing of it is really good. And I think Raheem Sterling will want to move as well at some point in his career. And he could look at it now and think, well, I'm not getting a game, I might as well go. You imagine Real Madrid came in for Raheem Sterling. He'd absolutely want to take that move.
He'd walk there.
Yeah. So I don't think, everybody knows I'm a big Raheem Sterling fan, but I don't think that his future necessarily is at Manchester City. He's 27
He's
in
been
December.
a great player for them.
Oh, terrific,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Won medals. His goal-scoring exploits have been fantastic. He's been a great ambassador this last few years as well, playing for Manchester City. Had some troubles as a youngster, but the way he's come through his time, matured as a man at Manchester City, has been excellent. I think with England, he's one of the players that 100%'s on the plane. I think he's a definite tick. When you look at the players that have delivered for England in the last 2 years, Raheem Sterling's played a big part in that. But there might come a time, where some other club, he might want to move, or there might be some other club that really, really wants him and pays the right price.
They're not going by plane, mate. But what I will say is, I'm not sure his place in the England squad is guaranteed. I'm not sure his place...
in the squad?
All right. So
Did you see him in the qualifying?
It doesn't matter. Qualifying is easy if you're England. Qualifying's easy for a lot of nations, and England are one of those.
No, friendlies are easy, mate.
There's no...
Qualifiers are not.
Oh, come on.
There's
Have you
pressure
seen some
on
of
a
our
qualifier.
qualifiers?
There's no pressure on a friendly. There's pressure on a qualifier. That's my point all along when I talk about caps. Friendly, no pressure, unless it's your debut. Qualifiers, pressure of not qualifying for a tournament.
Yeah, but
So
11 versus
mindset.
11. I mean, it's a no-brainer England get through.
Totally different mindset. 8 goals, 6 assists in 7 games in the qualifiers, Raheem Sterling. Brilliant. Is it the peak of his career?
Hold
for
on,
England?
though. Is he actually playing for Manchester City? No.
Yeah, nobody's not good enough. It's just Pep's not choosing to play him at this moment in time. Because he's not had really Aguero as Jesus as that option, he sees Bernardo Silva as the better false 9 option than Raheem Sterling.
Okay.
That's what he sees at this moment in time.
Let's follow this through. He's not playing, and these are positions. So what position does he play? Coming in from the left, yeah? Raheem Sterling.
Yeah.
Generally. Phil
Well, it
Foden
lets him go everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but Phil Foden, I'm talking about England. Phil Foden is nailing that position for Man City. You see him last night. The block on the cross in about the 87th minute or something, he was basically a left back. And then 30 seconds later, he's having a shot and setting up a chance at the other end. Then he scores an amazing goal. You know, this player cannot be ignored, Phil Foden. So if you had a choice now, and it was one or the other, you would pick Foden over Sterling. So then you've got Lingard playing well. And you know the other players in these positions and how difficult it's going to be. You've got Rashford, who some people think has got to start as well.
No, not for me.
Grealish, who, when he gets fit, will he be in the squad?
Yep.
Will he be in the team? A lot of people think we should build the team around him. So I'm looking at it thinking, well, Gareth Southgate's got a choice to make. Does he actually go and pick Raheem Sterling, who in a World Cup qualifier recently scored against San Marino? And apparently that was pressure. So you can't judge him on that. You've got to judge him on what they're doing in the big games. Well, it was his last international goal, mate. That's all I'm saying.
Yep, okay.
Kosovo, he got a goal. Couple against Bulgaria in a 6-0 win.
Pressure games.
They're not.
Qualifiers.
They're not pressure games.
Well, there is if we don't get the results in them games, because guess what? You don't qualify for tournaments, and then that's our jobs at stakes, because you've been going to every tournament for how many years now?
But that's
so
not
if
the
you
point.
aren't going to the tournament, I can just see you on here if you miss out on a tournament because they lost against Kosovo and San Marino. You'd be bagging them.
Of course I would, yeah.
Exactly.
But it doesn't mean that
so there's pressure on it.
It doesn't mean that because Raheem Sterling scored against Kosovo and Bulgaria and San Marino that he necessarily plays when we go to a tournament. That can't be the guarantee. That's too much loyalty. They've got to be worth their place in the team. We've got to pick the best team possible to try and win the tournament, haven't we?
Yep.
And if Raheem Sterling's not in good form and not good enough to be starting for Manchester City, and other players in that position are playing well...
Is he in bad form? Or is he just...
Well, he's not even playing.
Yeah, but I'm asking a simple question. I don't want to argue about it. I'm just saying, is he in bad form? Or is it just a case of Pep is seeing something different at this moment in time and going for different types of players?
Let's throw
at this moment in time.
Let's throw it out there. 08717 22 33 44. Raheem Sterling not playing for Man City. Where does it leave him for England? And is he on the way out this summer? This is talkSPORT.